All right, Total Slaughter PPV. Stop my time. Let's talk about it. First off, I'm salty. I'm one of these cats that did not get my pay-per-view. Paid for it. Didn't ever get a fucking stream for it. I planned my whole weekend around it. My brother came over. We was gonna smoke, drink, watch battles. My brother ain't even a battle head like that. He's a lifelong hip hop fan like me. He's been to a couple live events. He gets exposed through some battles when he comes over here and kicks it. But he's not online like that, so he's not even a battle head. But he heard about this shit. He's like, what's up with that? So I decided to get this pay-per-view and so gonna smoke, drink, party, watch battles, and none of that happened. I spent my motherfucking night on my Bill Gates shit, troubleshooting and all kinds of shit, trying to get the feed that I paid for. I was watching shitty bootleg feeds, trying to find a better feed, trying to get the feed that I paid for, So right off the bat, I left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm salty about it. Total Slaughter, I want my money back. Said they're gonna give it. We gonna see. Let's talk about. I'll touch on my overall thoughts in a minute of the event. Let's talk about each individual battle right quick. First battle, we got Arsenal versus Big T. It's a pretty clear win for Arsenal to me. 3-0, not necessarily a body bag. I think Big T was in there. I don't think he won a round, but he was holding his own. He was in there swinging, But Arsenal wins that, and I think that's the consensus. Next battle we got Daylight versus T-Rex, and through the first two rounds, it's about what we expect. First off, Daylight is in a fucking Spawn costume, head to toe Spawn costume. And like I said, my brother's not a battlehead, so I'm kind of filling in the blanks and giving him some history on some of these cats and stuff. And I tell him, Daylight is fucking crazy. Pulls his dick out in battles and wears KKK suits and all this shit. And so, they focus in on him, and he's in a fucking Spawn outfit. And my brother's like, oh, you mean he's crazy? And I was like, yeah, like fucking crazy, legit. So, so for two rounds, Rex is Rex and Day is Day, and it's going well. And then the third round, Day gets on his bullshit. He don't even rap. He rips out of his costume, and I forgot my medication. And he begins crying and pretending to shit and eat it and all this nonsense. This is that bullshit. This is not what I'm here for. I come to battle. I tune into battles to see a battle. That's not what I wanted to see. Imagine if you go to McDonald's, you're like, I want a Big Mac. I'm hungry as fuck, but a minute since I had a Big Mac. Big Mac sound like it's gonna hit the spot. You go into Mickey D's, you order the Big Mac, you pay for the Big Mac, and instead of giving you a Big Mac, the staff of Mickey D's comes out and then starts acting out a play, a scene from Our Town or the Glass Menagerie or some bullshit. They're acting out a play. They're acting a play for you instead of giving you what you're there for. That's what I feel like with Daylight. This is that bullshit. I'm not here to see you act out some fucking nonsense. Where them bars at, So Rex wins. Rex showed up with 3 rounds of that shit, and Daylight was on that shit. So Rex wins to me. And as on a personal note, I'm sick of Daylight's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? These little antics and shit. It was never entertaining. It's it's corny now. It's straight up fucking corny now. I'm not checking for Daylight after this. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool on it. And a lot of cats feel that way. I see a bunch of that online. Next battle we got is Mook, Murder Mook versus Loaded Lux, the rematch, 10 years in the making. Now that first one, I downloaded, 10 years ago, for a long time, that was one of my favorite battles. The best battle I ever seen for a lot of years was Mook and Lux. I downloaded it off of LimeWire. Shout out to LimeWire and anybody out there that remembers downloading shit off LimeWire. So in the first battle was real even. As many cats think Lux won as thought Mook won. The rematch, Mook gets it pretty easily. Across the board, I think Mook won. Mook was on that old. He was better to me than the old Mook. The Mook, the original Mook versus Lux, he was better than that. The Mook versus Jay Mills, he was better than that. You know what I'm saying? And Lux has, of all the battle rappers, Lux has the most dick riders as fans, and the most dick ridingest dick riders. It's Lux. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see none of them cats online saying he won. You know, I don't see anybody making an argument, any of them cats making an argument that Lux won. I hear them saying shit like, you know, he has to outdo his legacy. Lux didn't lose to Mook, he lost to his legacy. Like what he's done in the past is so big, he can't top that. And that might be true, but Lux lost to Mook. Mook won that. You know what I'm saying? So I got Arsenal, I got Rex, I got Mook. Let's talk about the big shit that what everybody's talking about. Hollow the Dawn, the Scene versus Joe Budden's The Industry. And as far as full disclosure, just so you know where I'm coming from, let me get this out there. I do not like Joe Budden. Never liked Joe Budden for his buffoonery and the bullshit over the years, just incident after incident of this dumb shit that he pulls. I don't like Joe Budden. You know, I think he's an arrogant idiot. The arrogance is what fucking kills me. You know what I'm saying? And there's just a million fucking incidents I could name, you know, or point out that, you know, that I don't like this motherfucker. Now that's Joe Budden the person, not Joe Budden the rapper. I remember being on the road doing shows back in the day with my boy McNasty, and he had some Joe Budden mixtapes, and I was like, what the fuck? You know, this motherfucker's Chingy or Soulja Boy in my head. That pump it up shit. That's all I knew him from. You know, 2004 or 5, whatever. And we bumped some mixtapes. I'm like, oh, this dude can actually rap. You know, so you know, the dude can rap. Joe Budden, the rapper, don't got a problem with. Joe Budden, the person, is a fucktard, as far as I'm concerned. Now, a lot of you cats know me through School of Thought, Oklahoma City Battle League, and I'm kind of known, my reputation is the most unbiased cat, you know. I'll tell you what I think regardless of, you know, I'm unbiased than a motherfucker. You know, I've never had to judge a battle where I just didn't like one of the cats, but I've had to judge a bunch of battles where I didn't have an opinion on one cat and I liked the other cat. It was my homeboy, friend, whatever the fuck, and I had to give the L to my boy because he lost the battle. You know, I don't have a problem giving an L to somebody that I think lost, and I wouldn't have a problem giving a W to somebody that I just didn't like, even though it's not necessarily ever happened. So, in honor of full disclosure, I don't like me some fucking Joe Budden. Now, and he's battling Hollow the Dawn, and Hollow's not one of my favorites. You know, a lot of cats say he got this battle because he's the #1 battle rapper, and I don't really think that. You know, you can't deny his resume. In the modern battle era, he's got probably the best resume. In 2007, them WRCs, the Houston Division 2-on-2 freestyle, he was there. Early days of Grind Time, he was there. Early days of Smack URL, he was there. You know, when he was freestyling in them WRC battles, you know, whoever is in your top 5, your Mooks, your Lux, your Sirius Jones, whoever was MIA during that era. You know what I'm saying? So you can't deny his resume. So let's talk about the battle. First 2 rounds, I'll talk about the third in a minute. First 2 rounds, Joe is overperforming for what I expected from Joe, and Hollow is underperforming from what I expected from Hollow. Joe, you know, in the build-up and some of the interviews and the judging in that Road to Slaughterhouse stuff, when Joe was judging, a lot of the things he said, it's obvious he's a battle rap fan. He's in he watches battles, he knows what's up, he's got an eye on it, an ear on it, whatever. But some of the shit that he said when he was judging, it's pretty obvious he's on the outside looking in. He don't understand some of the finer points. So, you know what I'm saying? Some of the shit that goes on, you just tell he's an outsider looking in. You know what I'm saying? But as Joe starts to rap, he's got some shit, and it's pretty clear early on, Joe knows where he's at. You know what I'm saying? He's in a battle ring and he's battling. He knows where he's at right now. So what hurts? So he's got some shit, but what hurts Joe is his delivery. He doesn't have a battle delivery to me. You know, he sounds like Joe on a mixtape. I feel like I'm listening to a Budden mixtape and not a battle. You know, and Hollow is under delivering to me in that if anybody on the planet's got enough material to ether the fuck out of somebody, it's Joe Budden. For the fucking, you know, the Tahiri shit, the getting punched by Raekwon, the drug use, the getting punched by Ransom, the getting punched by getting snuffed by Consequence in his teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, his face and how that fucking beard looks. You know, all of this shit. He's got enough ammo to slice his fucking jugular, and he's coming light to me. You know, that being the case, he's coming light to me. So, you know, through 2 rounds, it's pretty even to me. And I'm not, if you think Joe is winning, not mad at it. If you think Hollow's winning, not mad at it. Now, third round is the difference. Here's where we separate the men from the boys. Here's where we separate the battle rappers from the track rappers. Now, Hollow's rapping, crowd starts to boo him a little bit. He turns to the crowd, he freestyles a couple lines about them booing, and then he turns back to Joe and goes right back into his material. Right back at Joe. The train don't stop. That's battle rap. That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? Joe, so a minute or two later, Joe's going, crowd ain't feeling it, starts to booing. He tries to talk to the crowd a little bit, and at one point, it's comical to me. He begins to talk to the crowd like he talks to Tahiri when he get like them Ustream videos where him and Tahiri used to fight for hours. He would get in his emotions, get pissed off at Tahiri, and get this tone in his voice and start talking. Trying to pretend he wasn't upset when it was clear he was. He does that, starts talking to the crowd. Like, I'll just stop rapping altogether if you don't quit booing me. So they begin to boo him. Joe puts the mic down, walks away, begins to, pout. K-Slay goes over, Sway goes over. They begin to give him a pep talk. Come on, Buckaroo. Chin up, get back in there. You can do it. They pat him on the butt. They wipe the snot from his nose, and Joe gets back on the mic and goes back at it, Now, the motherfucker loses because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where in the world do you get to throw a tantrum, quit, stop rapping, get a pep talk, and get to come back and finish? You know what I'm saying? He takes the L because of that. And it's comical to me that in the build-up for this, there was a scene where it was Joe and Royce, the 5'9", were talking about how battlers were addressing this and saying something along the lines of, battling is different than rapping on tracks. And they were laughing and making fun of them for saying that. Well, this is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Hollow got booed. He freestyled about the booing and went right back to business. Joe gets booed. He gets in his emotions, quits, throws the mic down, and pouts and needs a pep talk to come back. Now, sidebar from that, Joe, when he gets upset, gets in his emotions, and comes back and delivers them last, 12, 8, 16 bars, whatever the fuck it was, his delivery is smooth. Had Joe been upset the entire battle and delivered the entire battle the way he delivered them last bars, he might have 3-0'd Hollow. This might be a whole nother conversation. I might be sitting here talking, we're having I'm cutting a whole different blog right now as far as this battle, But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Joe quitting, putting the mic down. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between battle rap and track rappers. You know what I'm saying? It's live and in color, Now, I already told you my personal opinion of the event. It was a flop. I'm mad. I'm salty. I want my money back. All that yada yada. Didn't get what I rightfully paid for. But overall, was this a good look or a bad look? Now, you got cats that aren't into battling. Got their eyes on this because Eminem's name's on it. It's a big pay-per-view, biggest thing that ever happened in the battle world. So a lot of outsiders are looking at this. And they see Joe throwing the mic down and quitting. They see fucking Daylight ripping down to his boxers, pretending to shit and cry and eat it. And that makes them not take this serious. If you on the outside looking in at two cats calling each other faggot in rhymes, that looks juvenile and ridiculous as it is. If you're, unless you have some tie to it, it's hard. As an outsider, it's hard to appreciate what this is as it is. And those antics and that bullshit makes it even harder to take serious. So, outsiders looking in, seeing this bullshit, that hurt. What battle is, what the reputation of battle rapping is. I know this, like when I said in my last blog, disaster punching math, that's the silver lining, is that's going to bring in some cats that are going to begin to watch battles and actually appreciate it, become legitimate heads. This is obviously going to bring in cats like that. It's also going to bring in cats like, I've seen a bunch of shit like comments and Twitter saying, I don't even watch battles, but Joe clearly beat that other guy, clearly beat the other guy. They watched the battle, they don't even know Hollow's name, and Joe clearly won. There's nothing clearly about anything other than Joe clearly quit and threw a tantrum. You know what I'm saying? So those are the cats that are Eminem fans, and they saw in Rolling Stone magazine, Eminem's doing this battle thing, so let's check that out. So now they saw 8 Mile, they watched Total Slaughter, and now they are battle rap experts, and they can't wait to tell you their opinion on shit. And the scene is going to be filled with that now. And that was going to happen anyway, whether this was a success or not or what have you. Anything that goes mainstream, when the quantity of a fan base expands, the quality of the fan base goes down, and that's just with anything. You know what I'm saying? So, for me personally, I'm pissed off because I didn't get to watch it, and then my battle, the biggest night in battle rap history, is got a bad taste in my mouth now. So for me personally, it was a flop. The mic problems, I didn't even get to see the real pay-per-view. The levels of the battles weren't up to par with what I would expect from a battle aficionado. But overall, was this a good? Do you think this was a good look or not? You know what I'm saying? I'm torn. I don't know overall what I think. I think it could be a black eye as much as it could be a good look in the long run. I think it's just going to take time to see. But leave me a comment, repost, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let me know what you think about this pay-per-view. Good look or not, holla at your boy.